Hello guys, and welcome back to the video. It's 𝖄𝖔𝖚𝐻𝐿 coming at you from Harmonic Studios. So glad to have you back. In continuation of my previous video on intervals and also my beginner piano tutorial series, we'll be discussing today about chords, what they are and how to construct them. The link to the previous video is what is showing on the top right corner of your screen right now. Secondly, if you are new to the channel and you want to see more content like this from us, kindly click the subscription button down below and don't forget to hit the notification bell icon in order to get notified directly anytime we make an update. So starting out, a chord is any set of keys or notes played together at the same time. They are used to provide harmony in music. An example of this is playing the C major chord by simply playing together these three notes. For many practical and theoretical purposes, arpeggios, or you can also say broken chords, in which the notes of the chords are sounded one after the other rather than at the same time, may also be considered as chords. An example is arpeggiating the same C major chord like this. Chords made out of three notes are usually referred to as basic chords, and these three note chords are called triads. These are the type of chords we'll be discussing about today. A triad can either be major, like the C major chord I played earlier on, minor, like the C minor chord, diminished, like the C diminished chord, augmented, like the C augmented chord. So together we have four triad chords to discuss about. Like scales, chords can be built from any of the 12 keys of the piano, and they are being derived using what we call chord formula. A chord formula is a numerical representation of the intervals between the individual notes of a particular chord and the root note of the chord. I come again. A chord formula is the numerical representation of the intervals between the individual notes of a particular chord and the root note of the same chord. When I say root note, I mean the note or key they are being built on, which can be any of the 12 keys as earlier said. So the chord formulas for the different type of basic chords mentioned earlier is what is showing on the screen right now. That is 1 3 5 for the major chord, 1 flat 3 5 for the minor chord, 1 flat 3 flat 5 for the diminished chord, and 1 3 flat 6 for the augmented chord. So for example, let's say we want to derive the C major chord. Using the interval chart showing on the screen right now, where C is the root note and also the chord formula, we can easily figure out the notes of the C major chord. So following the chord formula, we have first of all the number 1, and this represents the root or base note of the chord, which is of course C. Secondly, we have the number 3, which represents the note a major third away from the root note, which in this case is A. And finally, we have the number 5, which represents the note a perfect fifth away from the root note, which is G. So we have the notes of the C major chord. Also, to derive the notes of the C minor chord, we will have to use the chord formula for the C minor chord and also the same interval chart we used earlier. So first of all, we have the number 1, which again represents the root or base note, which is C. Then we have the number flat 3, which represents the note a minor third away from the root note, which is E flat. And again, we have the number 5, which represents the note G. So we have the notes of the C minor chord as. To derive the C diminished chord, we have first of all from the chord formula the number 1, which is again C, flat 3, which is again the note E flat, and the number flat 5, which represents a note a minor fifth away from the root note, which in this case is what? G flat. So we have the notes of the C diminished chords. Finally, to derive the C augmented chord, we have the number 1, which is C, the number 3, which represents the note E, and the number flat 6, which represents the note A minor sixth away from the root, which is A flat. So we have the notes of the C augmented chord. As earlier said, any of these chords can be built on any of the 12 keys, aside key C, which is the only key we have demonstrated it on for this tutorial. So in order to be able to create these chords in other keys, I've made a study chart showing on the screen right now, which is basically a chord formula and interval chart. I'll leave the download link at the description box below. So wrapping up guys, again I want to quickly say that if you are new to the channel and you want to see more content like this from us, kindly click the subscription button down below and don't forget to hit the notification bell icon in order to get notified directly anytime we make an update. Thanks for staying till the end of the video. Have a great week. Bye for now.